Hey there guys, and today we're going to be going over a recorded game. So yeah, this is pretty much going to be from my point of view. Now I want to put fog of war on. So let's turn off the view lock and such. I'm actually going to pause this for a sec. Alright, so this is the map. This is how we start out. It's fairly, it's not really spoilers if I show you the entire map to begin off with. Basically we have three islands. So this is a 2v2v2. So there's obviously three islands with two people on each. Teammates, of course. So yeah, that's pretty much the overview of this map. So let's go over the players. Right now we have me as the Teutons. My ally is the Goths over here, purple. Over here we have red as the Britons. And over here we have the Spanish as silver, or white. Goths again as the yellows. And green over here as the Huns. So that's pretty much what we're going to do. So I'm going to turn Fog of War on. I'm not really going to cycle through anyone's... Right, so I'm going to put it on fast speed, because basically at the start I'm really just waiting for myself finding the sheep, and it takes me a long time. I actually get all 6 villagers out and I still can't find my sheep. I'm making my last one and I'm like, where the fuck are these sheep? And I do find them, thankfully. I start making a lumber camp, researching loom, and basically just getting those sheep down. And I start exploring with my scout cavalry. Managed to find a relic very early, actually. So yeah, we're going to be keeping on my view with Fog of War going on. I'm going to play on fast forward for most of the non-action parts, because this is post-commentary, so I can't really, I can't speed it up like if I was actually doing this live, but So I get a boar first of all. I can't remember where the other boar is. I do find them. Oh, he's over there. Okay. So yeah, I basically just do my basic thing. I showed you it last time if you want to see. Basically the same thing I do most of the times. Get some on wood. Get the 2 boars if I can. And now I'm going to build a mill. So this is like 6.5 minutes in. Once again, this is on normal speed. I actually find the other 4 sheep here. Now, I'll be playing this with, or I should say, I'll be uploading this, and it should have black bars on the side. I'm going to check if that sort of resolution's better. It should be easier to read the text and such, like down here and stuff like that. I hope. So I might go with this for the rest of the campaign, if no one minds the black bars. Here is my teammate. I will go view him for a second here as well, since he is my teammate. He's basically just going around doing sort of the same thing. He's making houses. He's making a lot of houses, actually. He's getting wood primarily. He's spamming out the wood. He's already moved on to farms, which I don't think I have yet. The yellow player, and I should bring up the score, is now in the feudal age. You can see the teams there: red, white, yellow, green, and purple and teal, or cyan. It's more teal. Well, actually, aren't they kind of the same? So I make a couple houses. I made a barracks, and I get to the feudal age about 13 minutes, or maybe 12.5. I can't exactly see. But I start spamming out villagers to get farms. So these guys, they're basically getting wood for me. There's quite a few of them, but there's probably not enough here. I realized later on that I'm just not getting enough wood, which is one of my problems. I start making a blacksmith, and I get out 3 spearmen like I usually do. I don't always do this. Obviously if I'm under attack, then I will probably be making more if I know the enemy's going to attack me. And I've still got people on berries right now. I make farms, but I make them in kind of a poor layout, sort of, because there's spaces in between, and I don't exactly put them in the best places, but whatever. Right, so eventually these berries are going to run out, but I basically just keep making on villagers. I'm going to find out that I probably need more on wood relatively soon. So I get a stable up, and I am playing as the Teutons, so I'm more a defensive sort of civilization, which is kind of good for islands, because it's very hard to mount an attack without transport ships. Well, pretty much the only way you're going to be able to do it. But you could make transport ships, then go make a town centre when you get to the castle age, which is generally a good idea. Or make another base over there or something. I make a market up here as I'm going to the castle age, around 18 minutes. So I make my market, and I've got 3 on gold. Yeah, so I got the wood coming in here. Just as much as I can get. I did get some upgrades and stuff, but I'm getting foraging as well. So I made a stable. Teutons actually get all the things up to Paladin. I never noticed how many deer there were up here. For some reason I didn't think there was this much. I never actually hunted any deer this entire time. There was some over here as well. But I get to the castle age. And yeah, so I'm going to keep it on speeded up. I make a dock now. But I should have put a mill here and sent a couple villagers to hunt, because they'd be there forever, just getting food for me. This is about the time I realise I am running out of wood, which is not helped by the fact that I make a town centre, which is 275 wood. But yeah, that's sound. So I realise I need more on lumber, so I start making some villagers onto lumber. And I'm making knights. Quite a few knights I eventually pump out. So I eventually bring this guy over to lumber as well. Alright, so I'm eventually going to get that relic as well. There were a couple more over here. I was thinking about making a town centre here, but eventually I don't remember if I do actually. But whatever. We'll see. So I start making some knights. I'm not going to have that many right now. But basically what's happening now is that Purple's going over here, and they brought a transport ship over here, and they made a couple barracks, and they're actually attacking Red. But yeah, I don't think they're going to be able to do too much damage here. They're trying to build a town centre, and Red has basically put outposts on the outside. It's the only real use of a town centres outposts I've ever really seen. So I make houses over here, but I also move my lumber camp up here because there seems to be more trees here, and it'll be easier for me. So I probably should have put it there first of all, but basically Red and Purple have a fight here with men-at-arms. I think Red basically kills all their villagers and not much they can do about it, but Purple does go in and starts damaging their barracks and tries to kill a few of their guys, but unfortunately town centre was full. I make a monastery over here obviously to get that relic, and I start to try and get some more wood because I need that. So green player got to castle age as well. I leave my scout over here just to check the city. Anything coming in there. Alright, so I got quite a few on gold now. I just scout about with my knights a bit. I don't really do much with them though. And that farm sound, I'm gonna hear it a lot. Yeah, I should have got farms up. And unfortunately, that seems like he has lost his base here, and Red has pretty much taken him out. So yeah, I bring my relic in, and I kind of just leave my monk here. And I get attacked by wolves a lot. So yeah, I think I leave this villager for quite a long time just sitting here. Which is my bad. Jeez, that's pretty bad there. I did play this late on, it was like midnight. I make another town centre here, and I start to make a castle over here when I get enough stone from this. Eventually I reseed it. And I make a dock and a transport ships. Now the transport ships are going to have to go all the way round, and I hit pop cap. Luckily this castle will give me some population. So basically I start going around here. And I realised that I probably want to build a dock down here so it's easier to get to, but I think the primary thing was building fishing ships on the dock behind us. So I built the castle up here on the front. Now remember, Teutons get a bonus to castle range, so that's always helpful. So I pretty much can take out some stuff fairly easily. I bring my transport of my 10 knights across, and I go Imperial. Yes, I'm going Imperial already. I believe someone reaches before me, but it is 35 minutes in, so that's a decent time-ish. So yeah, I think I start getting some trade carts going with my ally as well. He hasn't really done much else after his failed attack on Riot, but he's just rebuilding. He has the Goth, so he is able to get some infantry out very quickly. So I start piling forward some Teutonic Knights. Now these guys are extremely powerful, but generally they're only really useful when you get them to Elite Teutonic Knight. Because then they have incredible armor, honestly. And I eventually start getting scale mail armor as well. And I believe it's upgrades. So yeah, I get to the Imperial Age, immediately start researching Cavalier, and I get my upgrades. So I basically have a scout around with these knights. I look around aimlessly for a while, and this is when I'm going to... Actually, I just get attacked by a bunch of wolves here. It's annoying. I only brought 4 of these guys across, but I start building docks here so I can get more transport ships and the like. These guys become Cavaliers, and then I see this house here. So I go in and I attack this town centre here. Now, I think the playback's a little slower than it actually was. It seems like it's on slow speed or something. But yeah, I actually managed to take out the yellow villagers here before they have a chance to get in. And this relic I noticed as well, so I'm figuring maybe I'll be able to come back for this if they haven't got it already. But I decide to go hit and run here. Destroy this town centre, then get out of there. And I managed to do that, so I just run away as soon as I do that. I decide not to go further in to Yellow's base, because Yellow's actually doing better than both of us, me and Purple right now, so that's the reason why I chose to do that. Pikemen. And I made them halberdiers. And yeah, I'm just streaming out trade carts and such. I get my fish and chips up. Right, so my next thing that I do is I basically just wait around here for a while. I believe I get some more guys on those transport ships. And I go up. I kind of just follow this trade cart because I know that the other base will be here, Green's base. So I just come in here and I take out their guys working on lumber here. I keep my Teutonic Knights coming up the rear, but I know that they're not going to be great unless they're boosted to Elite. So I noticed that they have a town centre here, so I'm like, okay, I'm going to take that one out. Just bring all my guys in there. I think it's about this time that I start trying to train more halberdiers, because I realised how effective paladins are at taking town centres out quickly. Or cavaliers in this occasion. This monk tries to convert me. I believe he gets 1 cavalier. Not much I can really do about that, but I do manage to kill him. I see this castle, so I'm like, oh shit. But I think he sends a couple Tarkins at me, and Tarkins are just one of the worst unique units, honestly. I don't know why they're used. They're just not that great, in all honesty. So yeah, I go to town on this town centre pretty much. And yeah, stuff at home is pretty much the same right now. I'm just researching stuff like Blast Furnace. Yeah, just got my castle up here. It's not actually doing anything right now, but yeah. Get more fishing ships. They actually managed to build a castle right here on at this point here, but then I realised he doesn't have murder holes, and this actually reminded me that I should build a university, because Teutons actually get murder holes free, as I recall, so I wouldn't actually have to research it at all. Murder holes is always very useful. Castle without murder holes, you're going to see what happens to it as I just get close in and I just wreck it slowly, but it will eventually add up. Alright, so back to my base. I'm kind of depleting the gold resources on my... I actually built a university after I see that, because I forget my university again. I'm building a stone pile here. Purple's just pumping out the infantry. Don't think he's got to Imperial Age yet, but he has various castles and barracks about. He actually has 4 town centres. I stick with 3. I leave those guys there for a while. I built a mill up here just to get these forage bushes. because I'm lacking a bit on food. I think eventually I start putting more farms down and stuff like that, because my wood is okay. My wooden supply is alright now. I don't know why he sends Tarkins at me. Like, I think he had Bloodlines now, but Tarkins, they're just not very good, I'm sorry. And then I noticed they have another castle, so that's 2 castles over here. I think this is about the time, yeah, you'll notice that Paladins move extremely slowly when they have Teutonic Knights but in their same group, but whatever. Alright, so I'm thinking, yeah, I'm making trebuchets now. I'm like, alright, so to take out those castles I'll need some trebuchets. The first thing I do is to take out his market though, because I'm like, fuck your trade cart. I don't think he had a second market, actually, which stopped his trade carts between him and Yellow. So I take out a blacksmith as well, and I am putting my trebuchets onto the transport ship, as well as taking some of the other ones. Some of these other ones, I need more houses, and gonna put some villagers over here. I think I should, yeah, I'm thinking I should make a base around here or something. My Teutonic Knights, I still have not upgraded them. I think it takes a lot of resources to do, so that's why I haven't done it. And I keep getting attacked here, so I decide to leave this monastery alone. Alright, so I've left this area sort of a smouldering wreck right now. And Purple are still chilling back. They haven't really done too much, though it looks like they're going to try something now. Alright, so I made some more halberdiers, but I didn't make too many because it doesn't seem like at least green and yellow were in any position to attack. And you'll notice red and white have kind of low scores. So I wasn't terribly worried about them. I think they might have got attacked by yellow or green. So that's probably why their battle is... I upgraded to Paladin during this, by the way. So I'm basically just walking around extremely slow, and for some reason red resigns and white follows not too soon after. Man, trebuchets have incredible range for a line of sight. And I am now researching elite Teutonic Knight. Teutonic Knights are very slow, but they're very powerful, but the crux really is, or their disadvantage really is that the fact that archers can take them out and then go back and then keep hitting them, and that's just not good for them at all. Alright, so Paladins, alright. And somehow I just build a mill up here for these guys. I think I leave these guys for too long, just not doing anything. I think I forget about them. I make a town centre along this gold strip. And this trade cart, I don't think I even do anything to it. I should have really took it out because it probably would have I gave them line of sight around here. I wanted them to spy, which is not very good. So white also resigns. I assume they weren't doing very well at this point, so yeah. So it's just me and green and yellow. So even though it's a 2v2, it doesn't really, the other team, it doesn't really come into, I come into any contact with them. For some reason they are training a lot of Tarkins. Tarkins are really only good against buildings, and even then they're quite mediocre when you compare them to just like trebuchets or bombard cannons or battering rams. I mean, you can get Tarkins in the Castle Age and you can get battering rams in the Castle Age as well. I don't actually build a siege workshop at all, but the Teutons are pretty good at actually having good siege equipment. I believe one trebuchet goes here, unfortunately, but not much I can really do about that. And yeah, I managed to fight off his other Tarkins. I want to take out this barracks as well. I notice his docks across here. I think I take them out eventually, but yeah. So I'm just making some gold from over here. I'm surprised yellow never comes to attack me, but purple starts to make a base over here. They build a bunch of barracks. What are we doing on the home front? These guys are still idle. That's terrible. I don't know if I knew what to do with them, because I should have made a mill and just I don't know what these guys are doing. Looks like they got attacked, so maybe they came across with a boat or something? Weird. Anyway, yeah, I get crenellations. That is the technology I was talking about. The resident fire from further away. Bring in some more guys with transport ships. And I start making a stable over here in case I need paladins. So I got 2 trebuchets still intact. We're just taking out docks. Yellow has reached the Imperial Age, so there you go. This guy. I have too many idols. I still... God damn it. So purple is currently... He made a navy, and he's pretty much just sending it over. So I make sure to take out their docks, just in case they decide to make a navy. Fishing ships, you know, you want to make sure that they cripple their food supply. This is as many fishing ships I think I stick with. I don't get all of them. I don't want to go to this gold or stone, because I'm pretty sure this is like his side, so I'm like, you know what, I'll let him have that. And I have this access to this gold over here. I make a castle over here, or start to. And I might be able to get this gold as well, so I'm like, alright. So he makes a trebuchet to try and destroy my trebuchets over here, but the thing is, you can just move them around. I mean, providing that they are packed, not unpacked. So I start taking out this university here. I just start attacking. I put castle down here to fire out in case they come around. Purple Navy has saw something. They basically made a base on this island, it looks like, but he seems to be taking out that town centre at least. I don't think he'll be able to take out the castle. That relic is still probably there. But I'm making a castle there. I ask if he's okay, because I wasn't really sure what the flare was at the time. He's rebuilt this town centre, by the way. But he's basically just saying that they moved to another town. They moved their town centre to here, and they moved onto this island here and collected stone. But I'm deciding, right now I'm going to focus on their main base, and they still have a castle back here that I want to deal with. I don't think this guy actually manages to convert anyone, from what I remember. Alright, so I take out this, and we're going to put it on fast forward for a while again. So I do have elite Teutonic Knights now, fully upgraded. Look at their attack, 21, 13 armor and 6 pierce. That's really beastly, but they move incredibly slow, which is their downfall. So I managed to kind of run around, just attack villagers really. Just try to kill as many as I can. I start pumping out some paladins from here, just in case I need them. And purple is getting a castle up here. I believe yeah, they actually had a little fight over here, and I think the yellow army is quite big, yeah. So he's got a bunch of guys, and upgrading the champion right there, but purple's going to have some trouble here, and I don't actually notice it for a while. Alright, so I moved these guys over here. Made an armed market just in case. More idols. Admittedly, this was at midnight I was playing this, so I eventually take out that castle. They take down one of my trebuchet. They had a bunch of Tarkans in there, and I bring my monk across. So I believe this is their last dock, or one of their last docks, so I go and take that out. I believe this was around the time I actually started noticing that they were actually fighting over here. So I bring my monk back across. I could have just made a monastery and chucked it in there, but I decided to actually bring it all the way back. I only make 2 transport ships this entire match. I'm getting galleys, or galleons, right now. Looks like speed up's not really pointing at it's pointing slightly faster, but I'll probably keep it on this for now. Alright, so coming in with trebuchets, I see, and then I'm like, oh shit. Got to help my teammate now, because I haven't noticed it yet. So I run in my paladins. As we can see already, this is going to be a huge mistake. Halberdiers are extremely effective at taking down paladins, even though they are very cheap. I realized this when I was kind of running in here, but I decided to go for it anyway because I want to take down these trebuchets. I only managed to take down one, unfortunately, But I do actually manage to kill some of their champions. But I bring in my Teutonic Knights, which are going to be much more effective because of their heavy armor, if I can just get them to attack. So watch as this Teutonic Knight army just kind of just takes down these guys. Now Goths are very fast at producing infantry, and I did get conscription by the way, but these Teutonic Knights just have way too much armor for them. So I bring down some more. I'm basically just training out the elite Teutonic Knights at this point. I keep a couple paladins back because I basically wasted that army of them earlier. Got one up here for some reason. So I start making some cannon galleons, I believe, and some regular galleons, just to take them out from the sea if I need to. Poor over here too. They try and make a castle over here, but we pretty much get rid of that. The villagers making it, and we start knocking the castle down, and we try to start taking down these houses. For some reason I take down the houses. Teutonic Knights, I believe, get a bonus against buildings, so that's also a bonus that they get. So I take down their buildings just to annoy their population limit. Maybe they won't be able to get as many units back. And purple just throws their army at them, gets slaughtered. They made some Huskarls, which are really only effective against archers. So I send out my elite Teutonic Knights here. Once again, we're going to have a look at this. And just watch as the elite Teutonic Knights just decimate the squad of probably a lot more units here. I've got some more coming up though. But yeah, their armor is insane, and you don't really want to go up against them when... you don't want to go up in melee against them really at all. As you just see, I decimate quite a few of them. I mean, some of them are going to die, obviously, if you see the dead one there. But there's just... they have so much armor. And halberdiers aren't going to do anything to them. What I could do now is... I think the enemy realised that halberdiers aren't really going to do that much. Champions are really the only way of hitting them for any damage, really. So I could have made a bunch of paladins, and then basically went back to my original strategy of using paladins, and that could have actually taken them out fairly quickly if they stopped making halberdiers. I think they keep continuing to make some halberdiers, but eventually yellow resigns, and then I believe green also resigns right after. So I'm going to pause it here, and we're going to have a look at the map. So this is pretty much the point where yellow knew they were pretty screwed here. They did have houses all the way over here, and they did have a few castles, but cannon galleons were going into this castle right then. So I think he knew that he was pretty badly being beaten back here. Green Eye pretty much decimated his whole base. I thought he had something else round the round here or something, but no, he actually moved. He moved to the bottom of here, trying to make a town centre and try to rebuild stuff, but he realised after yellow had given up that it's not really going to work like that. So they did try to go back into this island, but cannon galleons still attacking. I was actually ready to go with my own navy, but I was leaving it a little too late. Now, I believe this will actually stop and it won't actually replay. Yeah, I'll just finish replaying game. So I believe if I go to quit, does it actually give me my stats? Yes, it does. Alright, so the stats here, I am apparently the most important player, or most valuable player, even though I got a less score than the purple guy here. So red and white, they dropped out early because they were getting hassled by yellow, mostly, I believe. And yeah. Yeah, I had a bigger military in the end. Didn't build as many castles as I could have, but oh well. I got a lot of gold. But he got more food and wood. So apparently I reached the castle age of the first. I got to feudal about 13 minutes. And imperial, I wasn't actually the first, but I was the second. And I got the most researches. Or tied, percentage-wise. Villager high, 149. I got 98 at the most. Man, that's a lot of villagers. Like, I couldn't even handle that many. So, here's the timeline. It was about an hour and 6-ish game minutes. And there you go. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Tell me what you think of the resolution, and I'll see